I'm so anxious just to feel the silence. It's so quiet, but I hear you. Say it to me, baby. Say our time we're making up time. Times you wasn't really waking up.
What it do, boo kittens? It's me, Keisha, and I'm here with a new behind the scenes tea video. Baby, Quad has been on a rampage since Reunion Part 1 aired this Sunday. She has had a lot to say in interviews and on Twitter, social media, child. And I got some news about Married to Medicine season 11, child. So let's get into this tea. So after the reunion aired, or either during the reunion, Quad was on her Twitter, tweeting, honey, retweeting, answering people's tweets, child, or their exes, whatever you call it. I don't even know nowadays, child. But anyway, I'm going to read you some of what was said, honey. So OMFG Reality TV says, for me, Simone should have mentioned something else, not this, regarding the incident that happened with Quad's niece that passed away at her home. And Quad responded, where is the humanity? I'm a real person with a family that's in pain. We're struggling every day trying to heal. I am heartbroken and disgusted. I can't believe production let this fly. This is how I feel about that. I don't think that Dr. Simone was trying to be malicious or anything. They are on a reality show. They are talking about their reality. The reality is that happened at her house. And she was showing that even in the darkest times in your life, outside of the show, I am there for you no matter what. But when I'm going through things, you don't reach out. The only time you're there for me is when the cameras are rolling. That was the point she was trying to make. And I don't think that she should be nailed to the cross because she used that as an example, because that's a really good example to use, unfortunately. Like, no, we're not even close right now. But when that tragedy happened, I reached out. I was there for you, but you don't do the same for me or the other ladies. So I think people are just trying to take that and run with it to crucify Dr. Simone. A viewer by the name of Danny said, I guess Quad just shows out for filming because, ma'am, wasn't it Quad with you and Jackie beating those Nashville streets in search of your father? Who diminishes support in this day and time? You're saying not once? Quad responded, the internet is undefeated. The facts are the facts. If this is not me being a supportive friend, I don't know what is. You are skipping over the point. Like she said, you only do stuff when the cameras are on. Outside of the show, you don't deal with us. That is exactly what Simone was saying. So for you to act like, oh yeah, I am a supportive friend, you did that because it was a part of the show. You're not there for her outside of the show. You don't call anybody outside of the show. And the cast, not just Simone, feel like you don't F with them for real and you just use them when it's beneficial to you. So what about that? Is she not trying to comprehend, or she's just dead set on not being held accountable for the things that she does? Regarding Phaedra, she said, wow, she doesn't want to attach herself to the Titanic, in other words, sink. But I helped her anchor herself for the next 3 years on hashtag Married to Med. My, how soon do we forget? Now, honey, she got that right. Now, if it is true that she helped Phaedra get onto the show and secure a 3-year contract deal with Married to Medicine, and then we get on the show and you basically was like, I ain't trying to be close to you now, and don't nobody like you, I don't want them not to like me neither, that is toe up from the flow up, and it is fake AF, and it's wrong. But once again, this is Phaedra. I don't know why anybody in 2024 would trust in any type of friendship from Phaedra Parks. Did you not watch Real Housewives of Atlanta? Like, girl, please, I would never put any trust or faith in that woman. Loved her on Traitors, but she was good on Traitors because she's a snake in real life. Quad was also featured this week on Fox Soul with Al and them, and this is what she had to say about Faye Faye.
I do hear what you're saying in regards to that. And I do understand that she wants to keep her spot because the Candy Birds benched her for 5 years. So I do understand her wanting to keep her married to Madison. However, how could she come in if she's brand new to this particular group? Why would she come in and say, well, Miss Quad needs to humble herself? How do you know that? Where are you getting that information from? And we've had a long-standing relationship, and no matter who told me not to deal with her across the globe, especially here in Atlanta, it was my choice to continue to be her friend because she had never done anything to me. Al, what's your take on it?
This is a perfect example of how Quad likes to talk fast and very matter of fact, but doesn't make any sense and contradicts herself. She literally just said she came into the season new to the show and said that Quad needs to humble herself. How would you know that? Who's told you that? Me and her have a long-standing relationship. I still was friends with her despite what other people had to say. Okay, so if y'all have a long-standing relationship with each other, she then joins the show, sees your behavior, so she can't make that statement that you need to humble yourself based off your actions and what you displayed, which was, hey, you've hurt us. This is your cast members. Hey, you've hurt us. And instead of acknowledging that genuinely, you said, oh, sorry, but y'all hurt me too, and da-da-da-da-da, and da-da-da-da-da, and you were defensive, saying you were only there for the check, and this, that, and the third. You don't even have to have a long-standing relationship with someone to see when they're not humble, when they're not being genuine, when they're not taking accountability. Quad, that makes no sense. And if y'all have a long-standing relationship, that does mean that she knows things about you. She's seen your behaviors. And then it was amplified when she joined the show and saw how you were with the other women. That didn't make any sense. But she talks so fast and like a preacher that people don't really be paying attention to the stuff that she says, because that was the biggest contradiction I've ever heard come out of her mouth. That was ridiculous. Then on social media this week, Heavenly and Carlos were on a live or whatever. I think she's over on Patreon or something now. Don't give me the line. But she had news on the upcoming season of Married to Medicine 11. Who's coming back and who isn't? Let's take a look.
We're going to see what go down on the next season of Married to Medicine, because all us got our contracts. That's it. Yes, I got Quad. Yes, Quad is coming back. Yes, she coming back. She got a contract. I'm going to put it out there. You bloggers, y'all got it. Yes, she coming back. I'm coming back. We got it. Yes, I got Quad. Yes, Quad is coming back.
And she had to come back because y'all whole argument that she's not married to medicine went out the window when Phaedra joined the show and ain't got no married, no engaged, no dating medicine at all. So if Phaedra stayed on the show, you had to let Quad still be on the show. It would have been a total, once again, contradiction of the argument that she does not need to be on the show, first of all. So y'all gooped and gagged yourself. I personally feel like neither one of them should be on the show because neither one of them have anything to do with medicine. So that takes the credibility and the long-standing credibility of this show away for me. This is the one show that has stuck to being in a relationship with somebody who's in the medical field, unlike the Housewives, where you have women come on the show who aren't even married, engaged, or anything like that. So that is a thumbs down for me. But when it comes to Quad, to me, she's a lost cause. She's one of those people that will always be the victim. She will never admit to being the villain, seriously. And as far as this upcoming season, now that we know that everybody's coming back, well, everybody now has to show up and show out at this point. And another reason why Quad is coming back, because the episodes that she wasn't in this season were lackluster. They were boring because none of y'all clocked in to work. Phaedra really didn't show up. She didn't show up at all. She's so busy trying to rehab her image. You know, all the rest of y'all was being kumbaya for real. But Next season, we'll get the drama. We'll get Quad versus Phaedra. And I told y'all that this alignment between them would not last. I told y'all that. This is what I said 11 months ago when it was officially announced that Phaedra would be joining the cast. We know that she does have ties with certain cast members, but you know, just because you're cool with somebody outside the show don't mean that things will not switch up when filming begins. So I wonder who she's going to end up being friends with, who she's going to end up aligning with, who she's going to end up getting into it with. You know, in my previous video where we talked about the possibility of her joining the show, I stated that I could see her getting into it with Simone. I can see her getting into it with Quad. I know a lot of you was like, her and Quad cool. Girl, that don't matter. That do not matter. People switch up when the cameras come on, especially when you trying to take my spot, Flash.
I told y'all. Y'all thought I was playing, but I told y'all.
Some of y'all gonna learn to stop being hard-headed and listen to me when I tell y'all stuff. There was no way that Phaedra and Quad were going to remain so-called cool with both of them being on the show. They literally are the same person. So that's literally like how on Potomac they brought in Nneka when they already had Wendy, a Nigerian woman, a successful businesswoman, smart, accolades, married, all of that stuff. And they literally brought in her clone. So if I'm Wendy, I'm looking like, oh, you trying to take my spot, Flash. They trying to replace me because why are they bringing in another me? Make it make sense. That's the same thing that's going on at Married to Medicine. Phaedra is another Quad. They both know how to read. They both act like they're from high society, honey. They're both single. They have the same essence, personality, and everything. Their mannerisms, the way that they speak and everything. And both of them have Queen Bee energy. There was no way that one was going to be second fiddle to the other. It was never going to work. Why you think Mariah is no longer on the show? Because Quad refused to be second fiddle, number two, anybody's Robin to their Batman. She refused. And that's why these two going into season 11 are going to battle. It is about to be a battle royale. And they're going to bring it, because this season sucked. Phaedra has to prove herself. Quad trying to keep this job, keep this show afloat. So she gonna come in guns a-blazing, honey, when it comes to Phaedra, when it comes to Simone, when it comes to Toya, all of that. And Heavenly is gonna be right by her side because Heavenly ain't got no problem playing Robin to her Batman. Heavenly gonna be right there by her side. Oh, Quad. Yeah, like she said, I got Quad back. And it'll be Quad versus Sweet Tea as well. Sweet Tea versus Phaedra. Get into it. It's about to be a Royal Rumble next season. Mark my words. The girls are going to bring it because they did not show up and show out this season. Okay? Yeah, it's going to be problems. All right? But y'all let me know what y'all think about all of this down below in the comment section. Let's talk about it. Let's discuss it and be respectful. Don't come for me about my opinion on topics on my channel. I don't care if you agree with me or not. But don't come at me about how I feel about a topic on my channel. You can disagree all you want. You can disagree until you're blue in the face. I don't care. But just be respectful, okay? Be respectful because the block is hot. And I'm tired of reminding grown folks that this is just entertainment. What we're watching and what I'm doing, it ain't that deep. It ain't. Some of y'all need help. Anywho, I love you guys so much. If you have not become a High Tea Squad member, make sure to join my membership. The join button is right by the subscribe button, okay? All exclusive content, early access, all of that good stuff, all right? I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.